Hello everybody, welcome to A Tale of Spices. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade pizza base and garlic bread base. So this is actually the one base which can be used to make your pizza or your garlic bread or even a loaf of bread. So I'm just going to show you the basic dough. So for that I have here half a cup of very lukewarm water. To that I'm adding 10 grams of instant yeast. This is available in the market. You get active dry yeast and you get instant active dry yeast. So this is the instant one, so it doesn't need to bloom or set. I'm just using it in the water to mix it up so that it mixes quite well. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of sugar and just give it a quick mix. So just for it to blend nicely, that's all. So this is mixed up nicely. I have taken here, this is 3 cups of maida flour. I'm showing it to you with maida flour. You can use whole wheat flour or a mix of maida and whole wheat. So it's up to you to do that. You can use only whole wheat flour also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 1.5 teaspoon of salt to it. And use your hands, okay? Please, you don't need all your fancy equipments to do the kneading process. Use your hands. They are really good for kneading your dough, and the more you knead, the softer and your chewier your base is going to be, or your bread is going to be. So just give it a quick light mix of the salt together. Now in the middle I'm going to make a well, and I'm going to add this yeast mixture into it. Now what I have used, I said, is instant yeast. If you don't have instant yeast, you get another variety which is called the active dry yeast. For that, what you have to do is you have to take lukewarm water with 1 teaspoon of sugar and add the yeast into it and let it sit for minimum 10 minutes, so it will start to bubble up. And once that is bubbled up, then you can use it the same way. So I'm just going to give it a quick mix. Now I'm going to knead the dough with partly milk and partly water. So first up, I'm going to use up my milk. I'm using about 1 cup of milk here. And give it a quick mix. You can add a little bit of water to it too after your 1 cup of milk, just required amount, so your whole dough comes together. It has to be a semi-soft dough. It should not be very loose, it should not be tight too, so it should be a semi-soft dough. This is what is called a 50% hydration for the bread. If you're using only if you're going to make a crusty French bread or something, then it needs more hydration, so it's a looser dough, so it needs about 70 to 80% hydration. So this is requiring only 50% hydration, so it's going to be like a semi-soft dough. I'm just going to add a little more water and try to get the whole thing formed into a nice dough. So you see, this has come together beautifully. Now this is quite a soft, semi-soft dough. Now you need a really clean working surface. Best is to have your countertop, because you need that space to move around. So I'm just going to take out the whole thing onto my countertop, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to take about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil and work that oil into the dough. So just about that much, and I'm going to work the oil into the dough and use both the hands. So what you're going to do now is take the whole thing, fold, press and push, turn, fold, press and push. So this is called the kneading process. Now this kneading as much as you do, your bread is going to be that much softer and chewier. So this is the main thing for making a bread or a pizza or a garlic bread, any of those. So the base is gotta be that good. So I'm going to knead this for almost 4 or 5 minutes.
3.
This is after almost 5 minutes. So you see that when you do that, the dough will spring back to its original form. That means the dough is ready. At this point, I'm going to take the bowl. I'm going to add a good drizzle of oil in the base. Put the right side up first. Spread the dough and then turn it upside down. Then spread it out just with your palm. Now you take a muslin cloth which has been wet and squeezed. Just put it on top. It doesn't need to touch the dough. Just put it on top and keep it in a place for about 2 to 3 hours if possible. If not, at least minimum of 1 hour. So you see, this is after about almost an hour and a half to 2, and you see that it's beautifully risen up. It's almost more than double. So what I'm going to do right now is I need just half of it. I'm going to make garlic bread, so I just need half of it. So I'm just going to score it and take out half of it. The rest of it I'm going to just let it sit and let it rise some more. Take the half of it and the other half, just knead it up and place it in the bowl again and let it sit. So I'm just going to work this dough in a couple of times. And I'm going to just pinch it all together, make it into this nice smooth dough ball. So for the garlic bread, what we are going to do is I'm just going to roll it out a little. You don't need to, if you can pat it well and good. I cannot pat it that flat. So I'm just going to roll it out a little. It needs to be a little thicker. It cannot be very thin. It needs to be at least about ½ an inch thick. So you know, when it rises again, it will be good enough. Now this is the kind of garlic bread sticks that you get in, like, you know, in maybe Domino's or Pizza Hut or, you know, those kinds of places. So this is just going to be that. Just try to get round as much as possible. There. I have here a non-stick baking pan, a round one, and I've just sprayed some non-stick spray on it. So I'm going to take this dough and place it on this, and with the palm try to spread it out just a little. I'm just going to drizzle just about a teaspoon of oil on top. This is just for your spices to adhere to. So I'm just with your palm. If you have a brush, use your brush if you want. I'm just going to use my palm. I'm just going to spread out the oil. You can use even butter, you know. You can definitely use butter, use olive oil, garlic oil, chili oil, any of those. Just flavor it your way. I have here some mixed herbs, so I'm just going to spread that up. Now these are very readily available in the market nowadays. You get all these nice sprinklers bottles with different varieties of spices. You get the pizza seasoning, pasta seasoning, garlic bread seasoning. This is basil, so I'm just going to sprinkle some basil on top. You can just go and mix and match the kind of spices that you want to add on it. So this is garlic bread seasoning. So I'm just using just a little bit of that just for that tinge of garlic flavor on it. That's it. And you just use your palm to just tap it in, so you know it sticks to the dough, the spices. Now this again, you have to let it rest for another half hour to 45 minutes. After that we'll bake. I have my oven preheated at 210 degrees. So I'm going to bake my garlic bread in it. So you see, after this half hour also it's risen up some more. So I'm going to place this in the middle rack. And one more thing that you have to do whenever you're baking bread is to have a small bowl of hot water in and keep it at the bottom. Why we do this is so that you get that nice soft inside and a really crusty outside. So this is going to take about close to 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll come back and check up after some time. So this is after about 25 minutes. What I'm going to do is just check. When you do that, if you get that sound, it means it's done. So I'm going to just take it and I'm going to demold it. Bread is something which should be cut into when it's hot. I want to just show you the under of that bread. So you see this nice crusty thing that is being formed on it. So what I'm going to do now is cut out like a nice thick slice of it. It's hot. It's really hot, but it's yum. And use a real sharp bread knife to cut. See, get this lovely bread which is soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside. So there you have your garlic bread stick. Just cut out into sticks and serve it up with some sauce, mayonnaise, ketchup, any of those things. I just love to eat it as is. And this is one of my brother's favorites. The minute he comes in, if I have bread baked, he would just gobble it up. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.